I think Kanye West is one of the most creative people in the world, and both in music and what I would call street culture.
It's not a rant, it's a symphony of ideas. And when you collect them, you say, oh, these are all these things that connect. Yeah, I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. That's simply it.
I feel like I be the murder. Fucking on this beat you never heard of. I'ma take all.
Recently, Ye posted a video of him on Instagram where he complained about Adidas and accused them of putting out fake Yeezys and not paying him. He received a big amount of support for that, even from big names like Snoop Dogg, and people started to say boycott Adidas. But how did we end up in this situation? As most of you probably know, Kanye worked a fair amount of time together with Adidas, and with Yeezy they had one of, if not the biggest fashion franchise in the world for a very long time. So, in this video we explain the whole situation between Kanye and Adidas, with the main focus on the reason why they parted ways and why they are still beefing right now. Hey guys, and welcome back to Rap Pulse Nation, your favorite music channel on YouTube. Before we start, please make sure to like and subscribe if you like our content. We are really thankful to everyone who's supporting us, and our goal is to hit 1000 subscribers by the end of 2024. To understand the war that is going on between that dude who made Graduation and Adidas, we have to start at the beginning of their collaboration. See, the whole Yeezy brand wasn't something that Kanye and Adidas came up with. Even though we don't want to discredit Adidas, they sure enough had their contribution to the success of Yeezy. It was only the idea of Kanye himself. For those who don't know, the first Yeezy wasn't even an Adidas sneaker. The first ever Yeezy Kanye created was in collaboration with Nike and was released back in 2009. It was the Nike Air Yeezy 1, followed by the Nike Air Yeezy 2, which most of you should have seen at least once. In 2013, Ye ended his partnership with Nike and switched to Adidas. And with the beginning of this collaboration, many important things happened that we have to take a look at because they play a key role later on. What I mean by that are the clauses which define who is the owner of Yeezy and who has the rights of these products. When Ye partnered with Adidas, he remained as the sole owner of the Yeezy brand. Kanye has 100% ownership and control over the Yeezy trademark. Adidas though has the ownership of the design rights to existing Yeezy products as well as previous and new colorways under the partnership. On top of that, Adidas handled the production, marketing and distribution of the products. To break that down in simpler terms, Kanye owns the name Yeezy while Adidas owns everything else. So to make an example, Adidas has the right to sell the shoe we know as Yeezy 350 with the exact same details and materials. They are even allowed to change the colorway of that shoe or take an old and rare colorway and sell this shoe again. They just aren't allowed to call them Yeezys. And these clauses are the reason for the beef that stretches itself since 2022 until today. In October 2022, Adidas terminated the partnership between them and Kanye due to a string of anti-Semitic remarks Ye made on social media. And to be fair, this probably wasn't something Adidas wanted to do. They stayed with him in many difficult situations. I mean, we all probably know that Kanye isn't the person you expect to have a problem-free collaboration with. And in times like 2020, where he ran for president and received a ton of backlash due to his support for Trump, Adidas stayed loyal. Over the years, Kanye also openly talked about Adidas, and he oftentimes commented that he feels super disrespected in this relationship with them. This though never led to Adidas cutting ties with him. They rather tried to fulfill the demands of Ye. Probably because they exactly knew how important he and Yeezy are for their company. So it was probably a rather hard decision to drop Kanye and Yeezy in 2022, but the noise and pressure that came in this time period was too much for Adidas. If they would have known how the situation develops, they would have probably taken another decision, because right now Kanye is back on the throne, with his collab album Vulture sitting on top of the Billboard album charts for the second week in a row, making it the first independent album to do so. After their breakup, it was clearly shown that Adidas did not plan with such an event. They completely stopped to sell Yeezys, only to start selling them again in May 2023. And then stopped yet again in the following months due to the fear of backlash from selling sneakers associated with Kanye. Adidas CEO Bjorn Gulden revealed in November 2023 that 300 million euros worth of Yeezys remain in their inventory, and that they plan to sell them in 2024 for at least the cost price. Adidas is also in a big financial pressure. Analysts estimated that the Yeezy line generated between $1 and $2 billion in annual sales for Adidas. These huge numbers are still not covered by any other line or collaboration Adidas offers. And that is the point where we are right now. The main topic for the past months and years was mainly the ongoing process of who has control and ownership over the different aspects of the Yeezy franchise. This is mostly clarified nowadays, and if we just look at the law, it is legal what Adidas is doing now. They are allowed to sell these products just without the name Yeezy. But the turn the situation yet again takes wasn't really expected, because back in September 2023, the Adidas CEO said in an interview that he really likes Kanye and thinks that he is one of the most creative people in the world, both in music and fashion. He also clearly said that he thinks Kanye's statement about Jews and all these anti-Semitic things were of course wrong, but rather poorly expressed than really meant in a harmful way. So a clearly positive sign towards Ye from Adidas. And it doesn't end there. A few weeks ago, Kanye posted a picture on his Instagram with Bjorn Gulden, the Adidas CEO. Some people even thought that Yeezy and the production of Adidas can see a revival, but that's most likely from the table now. As said in the beginning, the reason why this beef is catching fire again is that Kanye is obviously not happy with the plans of Adidas to sell these remaining Yeezys which they still have in their inventory. And not only that, but many people understand and support him. In a video, Ye explains his view on the situation and calls the Adidas shoes that should be going on sale in these next few months fake Yeezys. He went on and said that he doesn't get any money from these shoes being sold, and on top of that got sued by Adidas for $250 million.
Let me explain really clear to you guys what's happening with Adidas. Is not only are they putting out fake colorways that are non-approved, they're suing me for $250 million, and they're also not paying me for these shoes that they're putting out that have my name on it. And they're using contract clauses and 50 years of business experience to rape an artist, one of y'all favorite artists, right in front of y'all in broad daylight.
There are currently no more information about that lawsuit, and Adidas are facing yet again a big amount of hate and criticism because of their strategy with the remaining Yeezy products in their inventory. And this pretty much sums up the current situation we are in right now. The last thing we got are Kanye sharing a few DMs in his Instagram story, where he wrote to different sneaker blogs and asked them to not promote the new Yeezys. He even shared a DM to Adidas where he said to them, "Even if y'all never liked me, this is still next level robbery." And on top of that, Yes somehow managed to get an internal email that was probably sent to all Adidas employees, where Zoe Hewitt, a communications manager of Adidas, explained to the employees on how to act if someone asks them about Kanye and Yeezy. So it is safe to say that the offices of Adidas, at least in the United States, are burning at the moment. So, with all that being said, you know now what happened between Ye and Adidas and why. Let's now talk about what we think of this situation. In our opinion, it is important to know that Kanye always was a person who is known for his open mind and open mouth. What we mean by that is that he always spoke about things he wanted, even though this might cause him trouble. There are literally thousands of examples for that, like him interrupting Taylor Swift at the VMAs in 2009, or the legendary
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
With that in mind, a company like Adidas should exactly know what they do when they start to collab with Kanye. You should expect that something like this can happen, and we clearly think that Kanye isn't some evil or crazy dude. Of course, he did things wrong or said things the wrong way. He's also just a human. But if you watch some interviews of him, you know that most of the times, even though it might sound crazy in the first place, it makes sense if you let him explain his thoughts. And on top of that, the fan base which surrounds Kanye is so strong and big that he nearly is unable to get cancelled. So we clearly think Adidas made at least one big mistake. They knew who they collab with and they knew what Kanye brings with him, the good and the bad things. So either the mistake was getting the Yeezy collaboration in the first place, or it was cancelling it in 2022. They clearly weren't ready to let the Yeezy franchise go, and it hurts them both financially and reputationally till this day. What they are planning to do now by selling the remaining not Yeezy branded Yeezys is of course legal, but in our opinion the worst possible thing they could do. This just confirms that they need Kanye and his products to make money, and to be honest, if you sell a Yeezy without Yeezy branding, it's just a fake Yeezy, even if you're Adidas. So selling fake Yeezys maybe saves Adidas financially for a short amount of time, but in our eyes it will hurt them much more in the long run. They should honestly either try to convince Ye for another collaboration, which we think will be very hard to achieve, or just let go the Yeezy project completely. And that brings us to the end of this video. Please let us know in the comments what you think about this topic. We really are interested in reading your opinion and how you see the things that are happening. Let us also know if we have forgotten anything important and if we should make an update video as soon as more relevant information is available. Last but not least, make sure to like and subscribe and share this video with your teacher so he stays updated on all the relevant things in the world of rap.
You see what I'm saying? They make the Twix bigger. They trying to make us fat, you know what I mean?
You still backing down Trump?
They motherfucking made the Twix double the size trying to make us fat.